Delivering Miracles is a proud member of Parents on Demand, a network of high-quality shows for families like yours and mine. Download the free network app on any Apple and Android devices and listen to your favorite episodes on the go. Hey, have you checked out my brand new book, Pregnancy Brain, yet? It's all about the mind-body approach to stress management during a high-risk pregnancy specifically. It has stories from my very high-risk pregnancy, tons of client stories, and so much research on the impact of stress on pregnancy and pregnancy complications and how you can have a healthy pregnancy. I would love for you to check it out at pregnancybrainbook.com. That's pregnancybrainbook.com. Today's episode is a rebroadcast of one of the most popular Delivering Miracles episodes that has aired so far. Enjoy the show. Welcome to Delivering Miracles, a podcast to teach women like you tips and strategies on how you can have a safer pregnancy so you can bring home a healthy baby. I'm your host and your high-risk pregnancy expert, Parijat Deshpande. I can't wait to chat with you. Hey, have you checked out my brand new book, Pregnancy Brain, yet? It's all about the mind-body approach to stress management during a high-risk pregnancy specifically. It has stories from my very high-risk pregnancy, tons of client stories, and so much research on the impact of stress on pregnancy and pregnancy complications and how you can have a healthy pregnancy. I would love for you to check it out at pregnancybrainbook.com. That's pregnancybrainbook.com. What do you think of when I say the term mind-body connection? What comes to mind for you? Maybe you think of alternative therapies like acupuncture or acupressure or Reiki. Maybe you think of psychotherapy or counseling. Maybe you think of supplements or nutrition therapy. Maybe you think it's something that has nothing to do with you and it's like this fluffy, floofy thing that you believe in if you don't believe in science or facts. Maybe it's something that sounds kind of new agey and like a fad or a phase that we're going to get over. What I'll tell you is that most people, when we say mind-body connection, think of it as something outside of them, something that is about something that's not really related to what they know, or something that is related to someone or something that needs to be involved to help you have a healthy pregnancy. If you think about it, right? Acupuncture, acupressure, Reiki, psychotherapy, supplements, they all involve something outside of you impacting you, right? Something outside of you that's going to help you be healthier. But the reality is the mind-body connection that I'm talking about has nothing to do with anyone else. It actually is something that is built into your body by nature hundreds of thousands of years ago that is designed to help you heal from all kinds of health conditions, and it includes pregnancy complications. It's the system that is built into your body physiologically, biologically. This has nothing to do with crystals or the stars aligning, and like totally no judgment if you believe in that stuff. But it has nothing to do with anything on the outside. It doesn't depend on anyone else or anything else. It is a natural system that is built into your body, into our DNA as humans to help us be healthy. And by utilizing your natural repair system, this mind-body connection can help you improve the health of your pregnancy, even if you're facing complications. It's a really cool concept, and it's one that I could actually talk about probably for weeks at a time. So I'm going to try to condense it here so it doesn't turn into this lecture. But the reality is when we hear mind-body connection, sometimes we hear things that are outside of us, and a lot of times people think it has to do with stress, and it does. It does. The problem, though, is that a lot of women that I have spoken with say they don't believe that stress has anything to do with their health or their pregnancy health, and that stress management doesn't impact their health or their pregnancy health. And I can see why they would say that. I can totally see why they would say that. Doctors don't know. Most doctors don't know that how important stress is on health in general, right? Take any specialist, cardiologist, a nephrologist, a pulmonologist, OBGYN. It's not in their training. So they don't know, right? They don't know. And even if they do know, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to help, right? It's not part of their training. This is nothing to say about the efficacy of them as physicians. It's just not part of their training. They don't know. And so we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it enough. And there's this whole big thing, I won't get into the details of why Western medicine has separated out mind from body, where we believe, and you can even see this in the way that our insurance coverage is, that we have medical coverage and then we have mental health coverage, right? We have medical providers and then we have mental health providers. And it is such a wrong way of considering and thinking about our health, because that's not how our bodies work. If that were the case, we would be floating heads with bodies somewhere else completely if we were really that separate. And it doesn't work that way. And the same is true for pregnancy. And this is a really cool concept that I want to share with you, because I think it's extremely empowering when you understand what's happening. So pregnancy, when everything is going perfectly, there are massive changes to your body. There are hormones at levels that do not exist at any other time of your life. Your nervous system changes in ways that would potentially cause huge problems for you if you weren't pregnant. Your immune system drops so low because your body doesn't want to reject the embryo, which is basically a foreign object in your body, right? So it drops so low that your immunity is low, so you're more likely to get sick, except pregnant women don't necessarily get sick that often, right? Because what's happened is your body naturally, okay, by nature, takes these three systems, the endocrine, the immune system, and the nervous system, those three, and it actually shifts all of them, but keeps them in balance with each other so that you can still have a healthy pregnancy. And it's that balance, and it's a very delicate balance, but it's that balance of these new shifts that, if they're in balance, help you stay pregnant to 40 weeks. Okay? So cool, right? Here's the problem though. Any one of those things, if they get thrown off balance, and it creates the foundation for pregnancy complications. Okay, not all of them. So let's stop here for a second. Let's be clear. It's not all pregnancy complications. Anything that has to do with physical abnormalities, like you've got a fibroid, or you've got a bicornuate uterus, or you've got some type of health issue that is related to a structural issue, then this is not what we're talking about. Okay, what we're talking about is anything that's related to your hormonal system, your immune system, or your nervous system. And it's actually a lot. You know what complications I'm talking about? Preeclampsia, preterm contractions, gestational diabetes, gestational hypertension, shortening cervix, a weak cervix, irritable uterus, all of these types of placental abruption. Okay, all of these are sensitive to that delicate balance of those three systems, the endocrine, which is the hormonal system, your immune system, and your nervous system. Now, when you add stress to your body, that balance is thrown off. Now, where does that stress come from? Anxiety is one. It's a very common one, but it's not the only one. Fear, and yes, those two are very different. Anxiety and fear are different emotions. Grief, guilt, dealing with uncertainty, feeling like you're having to fight all the time, not sleeping enough, dehydration, poor nutrition, social isolation. These are all sources of stress. Now, if you are listening to this going, oh my God, I have all of those things, don't freak out. Don't freak out. I'm just sharing this with you so you understand what's happening to your body. Because I think when we understand what's happening, there's a sense of control that comes back, right? It's the worst when something's happening to your body, especially when you're pregnant and you don't understand why, because then you don't know what to do about it, right? And that's exactly what this episode's all about, is what's happening, and then I'm going to show you what to do about it. So you've got all these sources of stress. These are just some of them. There's so many. And what stress does is it increases inflammation. It reduces your immunity further. so that it's low enough right now so you're not constantly getting sick because you're pregnant, but stress drops it even further so you do have an increased risk of getting sick, developing an infection that could be dangerous for you and your baby, things like that. It shifts your hormones. So it throws those off balance, and it changes your nervous system. It changes the chemicals that are secreted in your body so that what's called the stress response kicks on. That's when all these three things start happening, right? Your inflammation, your hormonal imbalance, and then all of these new neurochemicals that are being released as a response to this stress response, right? So imagine that three-legged stool where you've got the hormonal system, the immune system, your nervous system. It's in perfect balance to help you have a perfectly healthy pregnancy. And one of those just shifts slightly, moves out slightly, or grows a little more. You see tiny little changes, but that tiny change is enough to throw all three of those out of whack. Okay, following me? This is not the problem though, right? Surprise. You might have been expecting me to say, well, this is why all these complications happen. No. Because the beauty of our bodies is that our bodies are designed to be able to withstand stress, even during pregnancy. We've got this three-legged stool, if you will, that's in this perfect balance, and there is some wiggle room where it's not going to impact your pregnancy. It's not going to impact your health. It's not going to impact your baby's health. Okay? The problem comes when we don't turn off the stress response and turn on the natural repair system that we have in our bodies. So our bodies are able to handle stress in short bursts, okay? A little bit at a time. But more importantly, it's not that the stress happened or that stress response turned on. It is that we have the opportunity to repair, to heal, to recover from that stress, because stress causes damage to the body. It causes cellular damage to the body. It causes muscular damage to the body. It causes damage to all systems of our body. It happens, okay? But if it's short enough, and if you're able to heal from it, then it doesn't matter. It's okay. We're able to handle it. It's like the wear and tear, natural wear and tear of a car, right? The shiny, wonderful, perfect car that you drive off the lot, brand new with the 2 miles on the odometer. At some point, by the time you get home, like the tires are going to be a little scraped up, right? That's normal. That's okay. They can handle that. Same thing with our bodies. We can handle that. It's the other side of it that needs to be fired up that usually is not. That's the problem. What I mean is we have a built-in repair system built into our bodies. It's called the parasympathetic nervous system that does the exact opposite of the stress of the stress response. Essentially, what it does is it actually puts your hormones back in balance. It actually calms down your nervous system. It actually brings up your immunity, right? It brings that balance back to those three systems that we started talking about, that three-legged stool. And what it does is it helps you heal. In fact, it is this system that is necessary, this natural repair system, this natural healing system that helps you lower pain. It actually helps you slow your contractions. It results in a drop in blood pressure, lower blood glucose levels. It helps you heal from wounds faster. It slows bleeding. It helps you go to sleep and stay asleep. So the stress is not the problem. It's not recovering from the stress that's the problem. And when you're able to do that, when you're able to allow your body to heal and recover, incredible things happen. I see it with my clients every day. I have had a client who went from being completely dependent on sleeping pills to coming off of them in less than 2 weeks and being able to sleep 8 hours through the night, no problem. Fall asleep at the same time every night, no problem. Stay asleep all night long. I have had so many clients, I can't even tell you, whose preterm contractions have stopped when I taught them how to do this. And it's not me knowing something about their body, right? We're not talking about all those alternative therapies that we mentioned at the top of the episode. We're not talking about any other type of intervention that is dependent on someone or something else. This is just me teaching them how to use their body in a way that it's built to be used. You see what I'm saying? And you have this repair system in you too. It's the same system that when you cut your hand sends blood cells to that cut in order to make sure you don't develop an infection. It scabs up and then it builds new skin. If our bodies can do that, right? It's the same system that allows for your bone to heal when you break it. Our bodies are designed to help us heal. Our bodies are designed to help us stay pregnant and protect our babies and help our babies grow to be healthy babies so they're able to be born around 40 weeks. That is what our bodies are designed to do. But we've got to allow them to do that. And the best way to do that is to ensure that your stress response is off and what's called the relaxation response, which is that natural healing system, that natural repair system, is on. What happens for most people, for most of us, it happens to me too, is we're under stress of some kind. Maybe there's a deadline at work. Maybe there's pressure with family, or maybe there's some issue with your partner, or you have uncertainty about your pregnancy, or you're worried about the baby, or you're scared about, what's going to happen, something like that. As I mentioned before, that's not the problem. It's okay to feel those things. That is not the problem. But we stay in that moment. We stay in that fear. We stay in that anxiety. We stay in that worry. And here's the thing. Most of my clients, they don't think that they're anxious people. And they aren't. Typically, they're not anxious people. It's not the thoughts that scare them. It's what's happening in their body. Because we can talk ourselves in and out of anything. We can tell ourselves, I'm not worried, I'm not stressed, I'm not anxious, I'm not tired, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. We can say that all we want. But our bodies never lie. And it is through our bodies that we will know, is this stress response on for too long? And when do I need to turn the relaxation response on? And this is what I tell my clients. This is what I talk about all the time. This is what's in my book that's coming out soon, Pregnancy Brain. If you have pregnancy complications that involve the endocrine hormonal system, the nervous system, and or the immune system, if you have symptoms of any of these things, that means an issue with blood pressure, an issue with inflammation, an issue with infection, an issue with blood glucose levels, an issue with contractions, or any other type of muscle tightness. If you have any of those types of symptoms, your stress response is on. Is turning on this natural repair system going to cure you of your pregnancy complication? No. There are many complications where even Western medicine can't cure you, right? We're not talking about curing. But we're talking about what can you do to manage those complications so you can get those three systems back in balance, or as close to balance as possible, to help you stay pregnant. This is not magic. This is not something special to my clients or to me or to your neighbor or to your sister. This is something we all have built in us. And if we know how to tap into that, if we know how to turn it on, that mind-body connection can help you improve the health of your pregnancy, even if you're facing complications. It's mind-blowing how it works. Every one of my clients is shocked at how powerful this works. And it's called the mind-body connection because it starts in the mind. It starts in your brain, right? The anxiety is there, but it translates to your body. And that's what we're concerned about, right? The concern is, how is this showing up in your body? Which is why I never talk to my clients about what they're thinking. I mean, they share it with me and we, of course, address it, but that does not guide the work that we do. Their bodies guide the work that we do. Are they having aches and pains? Are they having high blood pressure? Are they having preterm contractions? That is the guide. That's the lead. Those are the symptoms we want to manage, because when that comes down, the rest falls into place. And the way we do that is through this mind-body connection. The way we do that is by turning on this relaxation response, this natural repair system that we have in our bodies. And it's amazing. I wish I could explain it to you more than I am. And I hope I'm being super clear about this. It is really mind-blowing how many changes happen to your body. Your muscles relax. You sleep better. You digest better. Your complications get better. Do they go away? Maybe, maybe not, but they get better. And this is not to say that this is mutually exclusive from going to see your doctor. It's not like I'm saying this is the answer. Don't listen to what your doctor's saying. Absolutely not. I'm saying listen to your doctor if you trust them. And if not, go find another one. And add this onto it, because this is a critical piece of your prenatal care. This is essential, especially if you've got complications. So you might be wondering, well, how do I do this? How do I do this, right? So it starts by the number one thing I teach every single one of my clients. It doesn't matter why they're coming to see me, whether they're in my fertility program, whether they're in my high-risk pregnancy program, whether they're in my postpartum program, whether they're in my Healing Hearts After Loss program. This is the number one thing you have to learn how to do, which is you've got to start listening to your body. And the way to do that is you've got to get into your body. So many times, we all have gotten used to ignoring our bodies. We get so used to ignoring our bodies. How many times have you had a situation where you know you're thirsty, or you know you have to go to the bathroom, but you're so busy doing something? You're cooking, or you're working, or you're doing something with the baby, or you're doing something, you're busy, and you just don't go. You don't go get that glass of water. You don't go to the bathroom. Happened to me the other day. I was working on my book and I had to go to the bathroom. I could feel it. I could feel I needed to, and it was getting really close to some bad times here. And I just ignored it. We have gotten into the habit of turning our attention to other things to help us learn about our bodies. And we've forgotten that innately, naturally, built into our DNA is this innate wisdom about our health. All other animals have it, and we do too. We just think that because we've got this giant brain that can compute so much information that the brain wins out, and that's just not true. So step one has to be getting back into your body. And a great way to do that is really simply noticing physical sensations. When you put on a shirt in the morning, how does it feel on your body? When you're holding your mug of coffee, how does it feel in your hands? Really get back into your body, notice these physical sensations. And then what's going to happen naturally, you're not even going to have to try to do this. This is not necessarily like a step to do this. It'll happen automatically. You're going to start noticing patterns in your body, that when you're tired, you feel a certain way, not in your head, but in your body, right? Maybe your shoulders ache, or maybe your feet start to swell, or maybe your eyelids get heavy. What is that? What are the signals your body's always trying to tell you? It's always giving you these signals. There are always these patterns. Your body has a language that it's communicating with you using this particular language. It's our job to listen to it and translate it and then give it what it needs. The more you are in your body, the more you pay attention to what your body needs. And it can be really simple. See, here's the thing. People think that it has to be complicated to learn how to do this. It's not. We're going back to basics here. We're going back to the way we were when we were born. We knew how to do this as babies and as toddlers and as preschoolers. And somewhere along the way, we were taught to stop listening to our body. So we're going back to what's coded in our DNA, right? So you're not learning anything new. You're just relearning what you already have. And that's why it's so simple. That's why it's so simple. Just get into your body. Notice how the pen feels in your hand when you're writing. Notice how the water feels when you're swallowing. Just notice these physical sensations. It really gets you reconnected back into your body. And all of a sudden, it becomes a habit. And then you start noticing patterns. When I'm hungry, my stomach grumbles this way. When I wait too long, then I start getting nauseous. That's an example. Or when I'm thirsty, my mouth goes dry. And then if I wait too long, then I get a headache. Right? You're going to start noticing these patterns. And from there, you're able to then recognize the patterns that are impacting your pregnancy complications. And the reason why this works, right, is because it's like a short circuit to your stress response. Because what happens when your stress response is high, and you've probably noticed this, your thoughts are going all the time. You've got that hamster wheel going. You've got the what ifs going, and it's hard to break out of that. And look, I'm sure a lot of people are telling you, just be positive. Think about the positive things. What if something good happens? You know that stuff already. And if it was going to work, it would have worked already. The problem is not that you're not being positive enough or you're not trying hard enough to manage your stress. It's that no one's taught you how to do it the way that is actually natural to your body. So I often have women who come to me saying, I'm trying deep breathing, I'm trying yoga, I've tried, meditation, whatever. It's not working. And the really simple answer for why it's not working is if you're disconnected from your body, none of those tools are going to work. It doesn't matter whether I teach you or somebody else teaches you, it's not going to work. So the goal is to get back in touch with your body, understand what it's telling you. And by getting into your body, it actually reduces anxiety. Isn't that amazing? You can't be in your body and feel those anxious thoughts at the same time and have that anxiety at the same time. Isn't that cool? And when you're able to do that, then those tools start to work. Once that stress response comes down slightly, then those tools work, because otherwise those tools are like trying to put out a bonfire with a Dixie cup. You got to match the tools with the size of the stress response, so to say, right? So get out of your head into your body. That's going to short circuit that stress response. It's going to bring it down slightly so that tools like deep breathing, meditation, yoga, mindfulness, all of those things can be more effective. They will be more effective when you approach your stress response this way. It's incredible how it works. It is so powerful that I had a client who came to me after being hospitalized for panic attacks. And she was able to bring her anxiety down so much that not only did she never have panic attacks, she was never hospitalized after we started working together, but her anxiety also completely dropped. It's not because we did any kind of cognitive work. It's because we got her in touch with her body. Suddenly there's a sense of predictability. There's a sense of understanding. There's a sense of control. There's a sense of, oh, I am getting more information than what my doctor is telling me. I understand what my body is going through. I understand what it needs. And I understand what I can do to give it that. And that all starts with turning off the stress response, turning on that natural repair system. And that begins with listening to your body, getting out of your head and into your body. You short circuit that stress response, and then those tools will work. It is incredibly amazing. And this is exactly what my entire book is about. This is the whole premise of Pregnancy Brain. I go into all the details of this stress response and the relaxation response, the physiological, the biological changes that happen, all the different ways that the stress response turns on and all the different ways the relaxation response can be turned on by you without needing anyone else to help you. I share decades of research and so many client stories about how turning off the physiological stress response and turning on the physiological relaxation response, that healing system that's built into our bodies, can actually help you have a healthy pregnancy, even if you have complications. It's tremendously powerful. And I love it because every single one of us can do this. That was the whole point of this book and the work that I do, because I experienced it myself in a very short, small way. But I realized if I could do this, and there's nothing special about me, then anyone else who is going through and facing health complications that's impacting their hormonal system, their immune system, or their nervous system, or all three, or some combination, if I can do it, anyone else can do it. And how freaking empowering is that? Especially when you're being told over and over and over, I don't know, wait and see. We don't know what's going to happen. There's nothing more we can do. Does it guarantee that you're going to make it to term? No, definitely not. I didn't. There are still going to be health complications that are resistant to this, right? There are still going to be things in your pregnancy that are going to continue being complications or continue causing problems or continue threatening how long you can stay pregnant. That happened to me. Absolutely. I totally get that. So I'm not naively telling you, hey, this is the one cure, and then you're going to be pregnant until 40 weeks, and then you're going to have this healthy baby to bring home. Of course not. Of course not. That's not the point of this. The point is, while you're getting treatment from a doctor that you trust, there is still something that you can do, and it is something that is naturally built into your body. It's called the mind-body connection because it shows you how much what's happening in your brain actually impacts your physical health in your body. It happens to all of us who are having any kind of complications that impact our hormonal system, our nervous system, and or our immune system. And it gives you back that bit of control. It gives you back that bit of power to say, hey, there is something I can do right now for my body to help my body be as healthy as possible despite what's going on. And I really hope that you feel that, because I really believe that for you. I don't know what's going to happen in your pregnancy. I don't know if you're going to hold this baby in your arms or in your heart. I don't know. But I do know that in this moment right now, there is more that you can do than what your doctor is telling you. And hey, isn't that worth a shot when there's no downside? By tapping into your natural repair system that's built into your body, built into your DNA, this mind-body connection can help you improve the health of your pregnancy, even if you have pregnancy complications. It really is amazing. And I really believe that it's possible for you too. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I know this was a big topic, and this is something I could talk about forever, which is why I wrote a book about it, because I could talk about it forever. And the book it all came out. It's cool. It's really amazing. And I'm so glad that you're here today. And I'm so glad that you're open to hearing this message. And I really hope that you try listening to your body and getting into your body, because really very simple changes can make profound improvements in your health, even if you've got pregnancy complications. I see it every day. I witness it. I am so honored to be able to witness that for so many women. And I really do believe it's possible for you too. So if you liked today's episode, I would love it if you can head over to iTunes or Apple Podcasts by iTunes and leave a review, so more women who are struggling with the uncertainty and wishing they knew what more they could do can learn about this natural system. This is not something I made up. This is actually built into our bodies. It's been there for so many hundreds of years, so that women can learn about this and they can feel empowered instead of helpless during their journey to bringing their baby home. So head over to Apple Podcasts by iTunes and leave a review so more women can hear about delivering miracles and they can tune in with us every week. Also, I would love to stay in touch. So follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, all at Parijat Desh. That's Parijatdesh. And of course, if you want to know more about the book, head over to pregnancybrainbook.com. You have more power than you realize to impact your health when you have a high-risk pregnancy. Your body is built that way. It's built to help you and your baby for as long as possible during your pregnancy. It's built to try to keep you pregnant. Trust that and allow your body to do what it does best, to help you keep growing a healthy baby, to help you stay pregnant for as long as possible. That's your body's job. Your job is just to allow it to do that. Take it one day, one step at a time. You can do this.